Camera speed.
Camera speed!
What's wrong with you? How do you have so much energy? It's
I don't
in the
know.
afternoon.
I haven't even had coffee today.
You haven't had coffee?
Nope.
I've had coffee.
Nope.
Wow.
I was just like, I had too much caffeine last night. I need to take a break from coffee. You just wait. As soon as we're leaving here, I'm going to get coffee. Woo! Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Not So Round Table. It's just George and I today answering questions in the helm of reasoning. Whoa.
It's a Tuesday.
It is. Well, I mean, it's Tuesday, but this is going up on Wednesday.
I know, but it's a Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Oh man, it's been
much better than Monday.
This is my Monday. I took Monday off.
Oh, must be nice.
Oh, I didn't. I still worked.
Oh.
I just was doing other things.
Oh,
You know, not like I laid around the house all day playing video games.
I don't know.
I'm not Jet.
All
Yes, I found a way to work in a Jet joke.
right.
Woo!
You guys know how we do here. In the comment section at the bottom of every insert video, you guys ask questions. Those questions get collected and put into the helm of reasoning, and then we do our best to sort of answer them without getting on too many tangents.
I came up with a topic today. I know this is kind of past when it was really kind of it's a popular topic, but it's not necessarily a good reason.
Oh, are we starting off? We're starting off with
What we could discuss is, I don't know if you guys follow the airsoft news specifically or what's going on, but the incident that happened in France a few weekends ago, where 3 kids sadly passed away in a fire that was caused by homemade smoke grenades.
I have actually quite a personal insight into this.
Okay. I just, we should take a moment to kind of, this is a very serious incident that's never happened in the state of airsoft around the world.
Ever.
And people get hurt from, sadly, it's not like somebody died directly because of airsoft. It was, people have accidents in the U.S. all the time from messing around with explosives of some kind, and it should be stated that for airsoft specifically, you guys need to be safe and understand when you're using pyrotechnics of any kind that they can be dangerous. I would personally only use pyrotechnics that are from a source that's very reputable, such as Enola Gay for their smoke grenades. They're pretty much almost
sports smoke.
Sports smoke is, but I mean, Enola Gay specifically is the one I would recommend because of their QC and
just about foolproof. We've had a couple, but
I mean,
that's, user error.
And then there's some comments of people asking, "Oh, why don't you carry these, like pea grenades or tag-in products?" And what people
they're illegal here.
Yes, that's one important thing is sometimes these these objects are technically illegal and some people sell them anyway without thinking of the repercussions. Sadly, we're a pretty big retailer. So we have to actually think of these kind of things, and that's why we don't carry like pea grenades, for example.
Not to mention they're
people have used them.
Dangerous.
People have used them safely. I mean, they're a relatively safe product. Relatively.
Well, the same can be said of a smoke grenade, but it boils down to user error.
Yeah, I mean, thunder bees are dangerous. I had one almost go on my hand because I held onto it too long, and it basically went off about maybe an inch after I let it go. I mean, I always wear gloves, so luckily it didn't hurt that bad, and but I've seen people blow out gloves because of them, right. and it can hurt your hand pretty good.
And even though they're designed to be a safe product, things happen.
Yes.
So the nature of smoke grenades is a combination of what's colloquially known as saltpeter.
Yeah.
And
that's why it smells like
and
soft.
An accelerant, which is like a sugar.
Okay.
And there are recipes that can be found for making smoke grenades. I know this because there was a time when we attempted to make some.
Okay.
And that's why I was so personally affected by this story, because I have seen the result of a poor ratio of those chemicals that can be readily found. And the results of not making a homemade smoke device are catastrophic. If you get the mixing wrong, you have a huge incendiary bomb. And it can be very, very dangerous. And I learned very quickly never to make them again because the the tolerances of trying to do that in a non-professional setting with little or no training ended up being very dangerous. With that said, it's extremely sad and unfortunate that these three individuals lost their lives. But I really think it's unfair to chastise the airsoft community.
Yeah, sadly, it's not an airsofter problem, as I
Right.
kind of stated, that people, do get hurt playing with
So
explosives
if you are
all around
injured
the world.
as a result of your poor decisions or your stupidity, to be frank, blaming the airsoft community is unfair and naive because they really don't understand the community.
So that's a somber note, but it's a good topic. See what your guys' opinion are. If you haven't heard about the story, maybe go look it up, read up on it. If you post any comments you have about what we talked about below about responsibility, something that's, as a player, being able to get products from wherever, like as a player, completely different than being, say, in our position where we're part of a retailer, but there are certain things that you need to abide by as, what is legal and illegal to sell and stuff like that. So always keep that in mind. I mean, we get comments all the time. Why don't you carry this product? Why don't you carry that product? Because we can't use it in the U.S. You're not supposed to be using it. Because other retailers get it, doesn't necessarily... Just because other people are selling it doesn't mean necessarily that it's legal. Keep that in mind. So
If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you?
Well, I hate that analogy so much.
All right, well, let's start the questions and liven this episode up. Here we go. Michael Schmelzer asks, Dear Ensert, I think it's Smeltzer. Maybe Schmelzer? Schmelzer. I don't know. Dear Ensert, are there any largerish airsoft events on the East Coast that you know of? If there isn't, why, I'd love to get my hands on an As Seen on Evike TV patches, but I can't due to my lack of 10,000 doubloons or private jet. Well, luckily, we don't sell them for doubloons. So your lack of doubloons is irrelevant.
And what do you mean, 1,000-player event? There already is. There's several East Coast events that are up at that number. Bad Blood East just finished a few weeks ago. I was at that. We had an official number of like 1,200 something or other. But it was, that event happens every year. It's in July in Plattekill, New York. There's another one called Folded Gap, which we'll be attending hopefully this year in October. That's in North Carolina.
And we're starting to get out to more East Coast events.
Yeah.
So ideally,
you're probably going to
run into one of us at an East Coast event, and we might just have some.
Yeah, I cleared out all my East. I brought a bunch of As Seen on TV patches to Bad Blood East. I was doing patch trades, which is kind of be our new thing. Like you have a team patch, I'll trade you that for an Evike TV patch or whatever. And we're gonna make a really cool patch wall in our marketing department. They'll have all the patches of where we go and stuff like that. So we got a lot of cool stuff.
I was going to say, I've been given quite a few really cool team patches.
Yeah.
Do I need to bring those in to
It's
go
kind
on
of
the
part
patch
of
wall?
it's kind of part of like us as a collective
No.
versus your personal.
But I really like those ones.
Then you can do.
Can I just put like a safety pin with like my name?
Yeah,
so they
sure.
don't
You can
go
do it.
missing?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have some cool patches. We'll probably post some more pictures of the stuff we got from a few people who I met at Bad Blood, and I know you've gotten some at Bad Blood the year before. Cool. Brandon Thomas asks, coolest new gun at SHOT Show.
Wow. That's
Wow,
a good question.
That was a SHOT Show question about 6 months too late. I don't know. Airsoft gun? Let's go airsoft gun. I don't want to talk about real guns today.
Okay.
I would say...
The release of the Get, I really enjoyed.
Well, that's coming out right now, and we've been waiting for that for 4 years or something.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so we heard about it a couple years ago, and then it went through some design changes.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I was excited
I think
to see
the
that.
GAT's probably up there. Because they didn't have... I would say the G28, but Elite Force wasn't demoing that at SHOT Show, sadly.
And then, you guys,
Honestly,
it's already
okay.
been released now, but coolest release at SHOT Show was when Ben was telling us about
The F1
The
and
F1
and the
and the
Jack.
Jack.
That's definitely up there as well. So I'm just going to pick out that question. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's Luca
It's Tuesday.
Unaro, or sorry if I'm butchering your last name. I'm just gonna. Hey, Insert, love the show. I was just wondering, how did you get on an airsoft team? It always happens.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
So let's talk about. Okay, so George and I were both. Well, you're still on. Well, mine doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, yours doesn't exist anymore. My team still exists.
I mean,
Team
we
Regulators
exist
out
in
of SoCal.
spirit. You know, we're not. We're no longer.
No, you're not.
Together.
It's basically you're a bunch of dudes who still have the patch,
I'm
and
the
you
only one
sometimes hang
left.
out. No, Kevin's still left, right?
I'm the only one left who like really plays.
Oh, that's mean. Kevin Tasey, I'm sorry.
He plays. I don't even know if he plays anymore. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. The
How
point
did
is,
how did you get on a team?
well, when I first started going to when I started going more often at this place called Airsoft Playground, which became Tac City and then has moved. But back then, I was like 20, and I was playing at this local field, and I was joining up every once in a while with these guys that I was unfamiliar with initially, and at first, a couple of the guys were refs at the field. So Matt was a ref, Garrett was a ref, Oliver was a ref. You know, Kevin Tisey was a ref, and so I got to know them from a ref standpoint. And I at first I knew these guys as just like the worst freaking jerks in the world. Like they're just like the meanest people. But
You should fit in perfectly then.
Exactly. Hey, so then the more and more I played with them, I got to know them really well. Anyway, so it came about that they told me that they had this team. And I wasn't allowed to join. They're like, "No, you're not allowed."
We have a team. You can.
We have a team, but you can't be part of the team. So initially it started as like a 1 year kind of
probation. Like
you're
a probie.
But it wasn't even
Or
like a 1 year of like
or
you have an option
pledge.
to be on the team. It's 1 year you need to hang out with us and we need to feel you out.
Yeah.
You know,
We're the
just
same way.
to make sure that you gel with everybody, that you get along, that you're not a jerk or whatever, or that you are a jerk like everyone else.
Usually that's the case.
You know, I passed the year. The year went faster than I thought. I got along with everybody really well, and then two things happened very quickly. I was invited to come play at an airsoft day, and at that moment, I walked in. I was stripped of all my gear. I had to take my top off, no vest, and I was given a rental gun with one high cap mag, and I was put in Hayside. One room surrounded by everybody on the team that were all running way high speed and way overpowered guns. And the catch was you got to kill 3 of us to make it on the team before dying. Impossible task. And really it was just for them to light me up.
Yeah.
But
sounds about right.
Yeah. So I went through my gauntlet. I came out completely bloodied and damaged and stuff, and then I went from that to having to sit in a circle. Like right after the game, I'd sit down in like a powwow circle. I'd ask questions like, like what does the team stand for? What are the goals and the missions of the team? What's everybody's name? Name everybody back to whatever, and then I got on the team.
So when you went home during that instant, was like your mom like really upset? Did you come home with like a bunch of welts? You just didn't,
I didn't bring it up.
Oh, you didn't bring it up? That's pretty bad.
The
like that's
feeling
way
of
worse.
elation that I had, I couldn't show.
Yes.
And one of my teammates, we had gone to eat dinner, like my congratulatory dinner after this.
Did they make you
this
buy
game.
it?
No.
Oh, they all bought it.
No,
Okay,
we went
fair.
to the place that was like the team dinner spot. We had dinner here multiple times a week. It was called KT Cafe. It's over in Monterey Park. Anyway, so I'm having dinner, and one of my teammates, out of the corner of my eye, I see him squeezing lemon into his hand. And he's like, "You feeling good?" And he lifts up my shirt and rubs lemon.
Ow.
It's a good team.
These are cool people. These are cool people.
Yeah, and then I got my team colors.
And your team
I was given him a patch.
So...
And then we proceeded to just wreck fools.
Story is very similar. You basically you have a home field, and you kind of meet people who are already in a team, and they may invite you to, hey, hang out with us. Or if you say, hey, can I hang out with you or whatever, if you're friendly with them, usually that's something, and you kind of just start hanging out with them. It's the exact same thing. They're a team, but you hang out with them, and you're like, eventually it catches you off guard of, okay.
Well, because the strongest teams are friends outside of the game.
Yeah, exactly. All my guys, we can hang out on a given day and just watch watch a football game or something like that and cheer and drink or whatever and just chill.
Mm-hmm.
Not always about airsoft, which is
right.
kind of nice. Anytime one of them comes to the store, I make sure I go down and say hi. That type of stuff. So it's all about friendship. It's basically garnering new friends, and that's pretty much how it's done.
And then you went through the same kind of trial period.
Yeah.
And then you had a tryout
And
day.
then you bring whatever you have to the team. So if you have some skill sets you could bring to the team, whether it's in airsoft or outside of airsoft, then that's useful. I mean, I'm a graphics guy, so I do a lot of graphic stuff, for my guys.
You guys had like a skill-based. I was just a taller Russell, so they let me on.
Oh,
I was
no. I
tall
mean, our
Russell.
team is not as the same level of what TAC Force was.
It was just...
I mean, we played against you guys back in those days, and the Blackwatch guys and every, and Zipper and all that back in the day. I was not playing Airsoft at this time. But
What's up, Blackwatch?
I mean,
just letting you know we're here. What's up?
I mean, Blackwatch is still technically around.
I mean, they're more around than we are.
Yeah, and SWAT and all those guys. So it's strange, but it's kind of cool how this is all kind of just how it starts.
And how we've all kind of... It's funny, like all the teams that we used to know...
Was that your question or mine?
That was yours.
Okay,
but all the teams that we used to know...
A lot of them are gone.
A lot of them are gone, but it's funny because some of the ones, like now we're all kind of still around...
We're all in somebody like I mean
we're all
everybody
kind of still
is
in the hobby,
in the industry somehow. If you count everybody who's in our group,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it is really weird.
Cool guy 7777
7777
4 sevens. How do you travel with airsoft guns? Last time I checked, you got filled with holes for having something
yeah, you get shot.
like a gun.
No,
we've talked about this several times.
But everybody needs a refresher, so we'll just go over. I'll go over it really quick. 'Cause actually, you could travel with real guns. I brought back a pistol from when I was in Nevada a few months ago.
Okay,
it was a birthday present. Brought it back, so
that's cool.
It's really So here's the example. I'm bringing a pistol back. You have a hard case and a lock. That's pretty much all you need. So I put the pistol in the hard case, lock it, I declare it. What you say when you check your bag, it has to be checked, obviously. You declare it as a firearm.
Right with the girl who's giving you your...
with the boarding pass and all that. They'll ask you to fill out this little card, really simple.
Guy or girl.
Guy or girl. Then you put that with your luggage. So for example, I put my pistol in my regular luggage, so it was, and then I put that on top of it, so that way if they search the bag, TSA knows, blah, blah, blah. Or in our case... If you have a large rifle case, you'll put that tag inside. So theoretically, if they had to, they could. And when I say locks, like master locks, not TSA locks, master locks.
I mean, you could do TSA locks, but
don't do TSA locks.
Yeah, your own Brinks or master
so
lock.
So usually, what they'll make you do is you check it in, you fill all that, and they're like, okay, go drop it off over here, and then wait 10 minutes. If we need you to get into the case, we'll let you know. Basically, they're going to make sure there's no ammo, like live, real ammo in it. That's very important. And
any residues that could be fishy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much all they want to know is make sure you can fly safe. And then usually every airport's different of how they handle it. So it's just, you can always call your airport and ask.
Yeah.
But it's a good question. We get it a lot.
Yeah. Traveling through LAX is hilarious because you get the most wide-eyed stares from people from Hollywood.
No, Burbank is better because Burbank, they make you open the case.
Yeah.
In LAX, they don't make you open the case, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I mean, because you've got to put the thing in.
Oh, no. Burbank asks to inspect it. Like, you have to fully open it.
That's
and,
true.
reveal your arsenal.
But even if you're walking around
and then,
with
the people next to you are like, oh, my God.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, Hyper Airsoft said, do you think Underbarrel and Standalone grenade launchers are worth it?
Thank you.
Absolutely, right?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
There's a video on that coming soon.
These are more of a sidearm that works great as like a surprise, or as kind of like a last stand pistol.
These are
by
hilarious.
and large with the Milsim events that we've been going to more. It looks like it makes more sense to me to have a dedicated standalone launcher
versus an underslung.
Because they tend to have a longer barrel, so they're more accurate at distance. You can have a person dedicated to doing that, or if I'm carrying it, I can hand it off to somebody. They work great for taking down technicals, vehicles, and things. Unless you're going to do like a pistol like this. But underslung ones work great, especially if you're clearing a room and if they're allowed indoors. They work great in CQB environments. If not to just hit somebody, they make so much noise. Yeah. They're great for surprising the heck out of you.
These are a lot of fun. I remember a friend, he had one of these. He like hid somewhere and he just waited till people passed him. He's like, boom, and he killed. And everybody's like, no, that was.
Especially if you can get the jump on like a group of 5 to 6 people.
Yeah.
You can't even get off that many shots.
I used to sometimes on Big Boy Sunday at Tech City back in the day. run a standalone M203 with CO2 with the M203, and I'd only have like 7 or 8 of these shells on me, but man, that was fun. You just like come around the corner and just boom, and just somebody just
Yeah.
They like with CO2 and you tape them and you compact them, they will shoot across the room and bounce off everything and still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun. I mean, people are like, "Oh, that's cheating." No, I got lit up way worse than anybody than I had ever hit anyone with that thing.
You only had 8 shells or 7
Yeah,
shells. So.
I mean, I have 8 shell versus dudes with 450 round high caps and high speed everything destroying me. So just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You're up.
Oh, okay.
Last question.
Last question. Here we go. Let's make it a good one. Raymond Cromer asks, have you ever played Airsoft in Michigan? Would you be open to having an Evike event or MilSim event there?
I know why you're looking at me.
I mean, you know.
I picked this question because it's a good one, not just Michigan specifics.
I just thought if we could get the Red Wings guys to like play Airsoft.
No, that won't happen.
I'm just saying.
That'd be so cool.
They're grown men.
I know, but
put an airsoft gun in their hands and we'll see how tough they are.
First off, the Red Wings are certainly not known for their tough players right now. Just putting that out there. If anybody knows anything about hockey, will know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about first Michigan. We'll talk about Michigan first. I keep telling myself I'm going to go play in Michigan one of these days when I go to visit family.
You can take me with you.
But you want me to take you to meet family?
I want you to take me to Michigan.
Okay, Matt's gonna go to Michigan with me. Apparently, I've every time I met anybody at one of our events who's from Michigan, I ask them like, "Hey, where do you play?" and all that stuff. I'm really curious because I mean, I go and visit the Detroit area, not Detroit, around Detroit, like an hour away. So I'm always curious of where people are playing. I'm always tempted to sometimes bring my equipment. The last time I was in Michigan, last 2 times I was in Michigan, sadly, one was for a funeral, one was for a wedding. Wasn't really a good timing for me to bring my airsoft equipment with me.
That would be awkward.
So I did not, but maybe next time I'm hoping I can finally go for some fun and some leisure, and maybe I can do that. I think it'd be fun. But as for having events anywhere, what we're working on is trying to have more events around the country, not just the East Coast and West Coast. We are looking at something in the Midwest. We're looking at something in this, southern area. I'm not going to name specific states because that's dangerous. But we are trying to have some events around the country for everybody to be able to attend and meet us, and meet our company and what we're about and stuff like that. So
we may be just coming to a field near you, like, legitimately soon.
Probably not this year, but maybe next year. It's the year's only, like 6 months away. We have a lot of events, towards the end of the year, but
time just goes so fast now.
I know, right?
I feel like we were just starting this year.
Well,
just not enough time.
Not enough time?
Was that the last question?
That was the last question, but I mean, we need more time.
Yeah.
I mean, see, it felt like SHOT Show was this last week, right?
It really does.
Yeah. And
there's so many events I want to go to, and just like having to.
What events?
And the problem is that like all the events that happen on the same weekends. Like I wanted to go to Lion Claw, but we were scheduled for another event at the same day.
Broken Home.
Yeah.
Well, next year.
Don't get me wrong. I liked Broken Home.
Next year you can go to Lion Claws then.
And you can go to Broken Home?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go to one event together? Who knows? Maybe we'll go to a Missile Mist event next year. We don't know.
I'd like to go to events together.
You know what I would like? And this is a message for the AMS guys. It'd be really, really, really appreciative if you stop making Faded Giant on my anniversary weekend because I can't go.
We'll shift it for George's anniversary. Start a petition, Airsofters.
Start a petition. Move Faded Giant for George.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us once again on the Not So Round Table. I hope we got to some of your questions.
Keep more posting questions below, please. We need more questions.
Fresh ones.
The fresh ones. This helmet is looking. We don't got much left in here, and we've been adding questions as we can. So please post your questions below. I remember there was a last episode, which is a while ago. There was something about Vine. I think we're gonna make it happen.
Oh gosh. Okay. So you guys agreed that I should do a Vine. My question is, do you want to see all like airsoft related Viney stuff? Do you want to see what we do? Kind of.
Do you want to see how we really are?
Do you want to do you want us to do like vines like outside of airsoft or just airsoft stuff? Do you have other interests that you'd like to see? Like I feel like you guys would be bored with just an airsoft vine. I could
Yeah,
just
like
do
what are you
more
gonna do? Go, this is
Instagram-
cool. Shoot it. Boom.
Right, so I could just do more Instagram videos or something. I don't know.
All right,
Let
we'll
us
figure
know
it-
in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Bye.